Imagine starting your car tomorrow and hearing one terrible sound. The engine shakes, the dashboard flashes, and everything stops. You are already late and now your transport is gone. That is exactly how Alex's morning begins. He turns the key again, hoping the problem disappears. Instead, the engine produces an even worse noise. A warning light glows like an expensive prediction. Alex checks the time and feels his stomach tighten. Work begins soon, but the car cannot move. For years, he treated transportation as something automatic. Now every obligation depends on a machine that failed. Alex calls a tow service from the roadside. The quoted price hurts before repairs even begin. A truck carries the car toward a nearby garage. Alex watches his normal routine disappear behind it. At the garage, the mechanic opens the damaged engine. The first estimate is larger than Alex's savings. Several parts must be replaced before the car is safe. The final number feels almost impossible to absorb. Alex asks whether the repair can wait. The mechanic warns that driving could cause worse damage. One desperate trip might destroy the entire engine. Alex leaves the car and walks home slowly. The repair estimate follows him like a shadow. At home, he spreads bills across the kitchen table. Rent, food, utilities, and medicine still need payment. Now transportation demands money he never planned to spend. Alex checks his emergency fund and feels immediate relief. Then he realizes it covers only part of the repair. The remaining gap is large enough to create real danger. A credit card offer appears like the easiest answer. One quick payment could return the car tomorrow. But interest would keep the emergency alive for months. Alex calculates the true cost of borrowing. The repair becomes far more expensive after interest. He closes the credit offer and pauses. The first goal is movement, not restoring the old routine. Alex lists every place he must reach this week. Work, groceries, medicine, and one important appointment. Not every trip requires a private car. He studies buses, trains, cycling, walking, and ride-sharing. Each option carries a different cost and time. The bus is cheap but doubles his commute. Ride-sharing is fast but destroys the weekly budget. Cycling works, but only for shorter routes. Walking is free, but time becomes the price. Alex builds a temporary transport plan. He uses the bus for work and walks for groceries. The old bicycle returns for nearby errands. One ride is delayed, but the day continues. The inconvenience is real, yet the crisis becomes manageable. Alex calls the mechanic and requests a detailed estimate. He asks which repairs are essential for safety. Some recommended work can wait without creating danger. The mechanic separates urgent repairs from future maintenance. That distinction immediately reduces the first payment. Alex requests prices from two other repair shops. One estimate is cheaper but uses lower quality parts. Another is higher but includes a stronger warranty. The cheapest choice may become expensive later. Alex compares parts, labor, warranty, and reputation. He chooses the safest repair he can realistically afford. Still, the funding gap remains. Maya visits after hearing about the breakdown. She asks one question Alex had avoided. Does he truly need this specific car? Alex thinks about fuel, insurance, parking, and repairs. The car has been expensive even while working. Its failure only revealed costs that were always present. Maya suggests comparing repair with replacement and selling. Alex checks the car's current market value. A major repair would consume much of that value. Replacing the car would require even more money. Selling it broken would produce very little cash. Every option contains a different kind of loss. Alex creates 3 complete cost scenarios: repair and keep, repair and sell, or replace immediately. He includes insurance, fuel, maintenance, and financing. The monthly totals reveal a surprising answer. Repairing and keeping the car is cheapest for now, but only if Alex changes how he uses it. He decides the car will no longer handle every trip. Public transit and cycling remain part of the plan. Lower mileage will reduce fuel and future maintenance. Now Alex needs to close the repair gap. He looks around his apartment for unused value. An old tablet, spare furniture, and unused equipment appear. Alex lists several items for sale on. The first buyer collects the tablet that evening. Another buyer takes a chair the next morning. The cash moves directly into the repair envelope. Alex also asks whether the garage offers installments. The mechanic agrees to 2 payments without extra interest. A written agreement makes the arrangement clear. The remaining gap becomes much smaller. Alex offers weekend delivery planning to a local shop. The owner needs help reducing fuel and wasted routes. Alex reorganizes deliveries using shorter paths. The shop saves time and Alex earns a fair payment. One practical skill closes the final repair gap. The garage begins replacing the damaged part. Alex continues commuting by bus during the repair. He notices how much reading time the bus provides. The longer commute is not entirely wasted. Several days later, the mechanic finishes the work. Alex inspects the invoice before making payment. Every charge matches the written estimate. The car starts smoothly for the first time. Alex feels relief, but not the old confidence. He now understands that transportation can fail anytime. A small car repair fund begins with the next paycheck. Alex saves a little after every trip and payment. He keeps bus routes and bicycle equipment ready. The emergency plan remains active even after recovery. Months later, another warning light appears. This time, Alex does not ignore it. Early maintenance prevents another major repair. The smaller bill feels almost like a reward. Alex faces the viewer beside several transport options. If your car died tomorrow, how would you keep moving? Alex sleeps while silent security alerts glow beside him. A shadowy stranger copies Alex's profile from a screen. His personal details drift toward the anonymous digital thief. The stranger combines fragments into one convincing digital identity. A fake login appears beside Alex's real banking app. The attacker enters Alex's email using one stolen password. Security warnings vanish before Alex ever notices them overnight. The thief resets Alex's banking password through compromised email. Alex loses access while the stranger takes complete control. Money begins leaving Alex's account before sunrise arrives quietly. A new credit account opens under Alex's stolen name. Loan documents appear beside his copied digital identity profile. Expensive electronics fill a shopping cart under Alex's name. The thief redirects every delivery toward a hidden pickup. Alex's credit score falls while he remains asleep peacefully. Morning sunlight enters as Alex reaches for his phone. Several declined payment alerts appear across his phone screen. Alex opens banking, but his password no longer works. He tries again while more urgent warnings keep appearing. Unknown transfers appear, each carrying Alex's own legal name. Alex calls the bank while pacing around his apartment. A support agent asks difficult questions to verify him. Alex cannot remember one old address used for verification. The bank finally freezes all movement inside the account. Alex faces an empty wallet and frozen banking screen. Rent, food, and utility bills continue surrounding him helplessly. Deleted alerts reveal the attack began inside his email. Login history shows access from an unfamiliar distant location. The same reused password appears across several different websites. One stolen password opens many digital doors at once. Alex changes his email password using one trusted device. He signs out every active session from the account. Two-factor authentication activates on Alex's personal phone immediately. Backup recovery codes are printed and stored somewhere safe. Alex changes passwords for banking, shopping, and social accounts. A password manager organizes every new unique login securely. Alex checks email settings for hidden forwarding rules carefully. He removes one suspicious address secretly copying security messages. Unknown connected applications lose access to Alex's email account. His phone carrier confirms someone attempted transferring his number. Alex adds a carrier PIN against future number transfers. The bank's fraud team reviews every disputed transaction carefully. Alex marks legitimate payments and separates every fraudulent charge. The compromised card is canceled and a replacement arrives. Alex opens a backup envelope containing limited emergency cash. He buys food and transport without touching frozen funds. Maya arrives after Alex calls her for urgent help. She organizes a clear paper checklist across the table. The plan separates banking, email, phone, credit, and documents. Alex records every date, caller, name, and case number. Alex contacts a credit bureau using his trusted laptop. A fraud alert appears across Alex's entire credit profile. A credit freeze blocks all new borrowing activity immediately. Several fake loan applications fail against the active freeze. Alex reviews every credit report entry line by line. One unfamiliar loan appears under Alex's stolen identity unexpectedly. Alex submits a formal dispute using his collected evidence. The lender requests official proof before removing fraudulent debt. Alex completes the official identity theft report for investigators. He keeps original documents and sends controlled copies only. A timeline connects the email breach with bank transfers. The reused password appears as the first critical weakness. Alex remembers clicking a fake delivery message weeks earlier. He recalls entering his details into the imitation page. The phishing page secretly forwarded everything to the attacker. Alex stares at the old message, feeling deeply ashamed. Maya points toward the checklist and redirects his focus. Alex reports the phishing message to the service provider. The fraudulent website is flagged and removed from service. Alex warns friends not to trust messages from him. Several friends received urgent money requests supposedly from Alex. Maya helps identify which messages came from the impersonator. Alex creates a private verification phrase with close contacts. He removes birthdays and addresses from public social profiles. Alex checks whether his email appeared in known breaches. Several forgotten services reveal earlier exposure of personal information. Alex closes every unused account that remains unnecessarily active. He updates every recovery email address and phone number. Only Alex's trusted devices remain connected to important accounts. Automatic transaction alerts activate across all payment methods immediately. Alex sets lower limits on cards and money transfers. He separates daily spending money from long-term savings. The savings account has no direct everyday card access. A separate backup payment method is stored securely offline. Copies of essential identification documents enter a secure box. Weeks pass while lenders and banks send official letters. One bank restores part of the stolen money eventually. Another lender still demands payment for the fraudulent loan. Alex sends evidence again and requests written confirmation immediately. The fraudulent loan is finally removed from his report. Alex's credit score slowly begins recovering after the dispute. Another suspicious message arrives looking frighteningly convincing and urgent. Alex checks the sender, link, urgency, and request carefully. He contacts the company through its trusted official application. The company confirms the alarming message is completely fraudulent. Maya smiles as Alex calmly deletes the dangerous message. Alex creates a neighborhood workshop about practical digital safety. Neighbors gather around Alex's simple presentation board for guidance. One password opens many symbolic digital doors at once. Different passwords close and protect each account separately again. A phone code blocks a thief holding stolen credentials. An urgent fake message faces a calm verification checklist. Legitimate bank staff never request secret authentication codes directly. Neighbors practice checking web addresses, senders, and suspicious wording. An older resident adds a protective carrier PIN successfully. A shop owner separates reserves from daily business payments. A student removes personal details from every public profile. Households create emergency contact plans for suspicious financial messages. Alex watches neighbors help each other secure their devices. Months later, Alex reviews his mostly restored financial accounts. His organized recovery folder remains ready for future problems. Cash, backup cards, and documents remain stored securely together. Alex receives a genuine alert about one routine purchase. He recognizes the purchase and closes the notification calmly. A distant attacker tries Alex's old password and fails. Multiple security barriers block every attempted entry from advancing. Alex and Maya walk through a permanently connected city. Alex stands beside symbols representing identity, money, and trust. The symbols form a network protected by several locks. If someone became you tonight, when would you notice? Lex wakes before sunrise as an urgent alert flashes. He sits frozen, staring at the message on screen. A glowing AI system overlooks rows of empty desks. His badge turns red and his laptop suddenly locks. A small severance payment sits beside bills still waiting. Rent approaches quickly, while his expected salary disappears completely. His refrigerator holds food for days, not lasting security. Alex approaches the office as worried crowds gather outside. Workers stare at phones while machines continue working inside. Alex watches software finish his former tasks within seconds. Management calls the change efficient, necessary, and unavoidable progress. By noon, Alex carries his career inside one box. Rain falls as one question overwhelms him. What now? Back home, he places the box beside his desk. He refreshes job listings before processing everything he lost. Every opening already shows hundreds of anxious competing applicants. Many listings demand skills Alex has never practiced before. Alex closes the laptop and stares silently upward alone. Next morning, Alex replaces panic with an emergency budget. He lists rent, food, utilities, medicine, and essential transport. His remaining savings become 4 carefully controlled weekly envelopes. The calendar reveals only 6 weeks of financial protection. He calls his landlord before the rent becomes overdue. A temporary payment plan creates time, not permanent safety. Alex cancels subscriptions, quietly draining money every single month. He cooks simple meals with rice, eggs, beans, vegetables. Alex parks his car and returns to cycling daily. Unused electronics, furniture, and clothes become emergency money online. A buyer takes the monitor while Alex counts payment. Automated rejections keep arriving from the brutally crowded market. Another rejection finds Alex eating alone at home again. Old awards surround Alex as he questions their relevance. Credit cards and costly loans tempt Alex with relief. He reaches toward one loan offer, then stops himself. Behind the attractive loan, future bills multiply dangerously fast. Alex closes the offer and opens a blank notebook. He lists every practical task from his former job. Some tasks automate easily, others still require human judgment. First, Alex studies the exact technology that replaced him. He tests a simple AI assistant on his laptop. The tool answers quickly, but several mistakes appear immediately. Alex corrects the report using practical real-world context. AI supplies speed, while Alex provides judgment and responsibility. He begins an online course about automation and workflows. Alex practices writing clear instructions for every AI task. He learns spreadsheets, data analysis, and useful workflow design. Maya visits and notices Alex working late every night. She brings food, then studies his planning board closely. Maya points outside, toward businesses needing practical help nearby. Together, they list struggling businesses across their neighborhood carefully. The bakery owner records every order across several notebooks. A repair shop loses appointments on scattered paper notes. A small store answers the same questions every day. Alex offers the bakery a simple order organizing system. The doubtful owner accepts because the test remains small. Alex combines spreadsheets, forms, and AI summaries without coding. Every bakery order now appears inside one organized dashboard. Mistakes decrease, while preparation becomes faster and noticeably smoother. Alex receives modest payment but gains powerful practical proof. He photographs the workflow and documents its successful results. The repair shop tests Alex's simple scheduling system next. Customer bookings stay organized on one shared digital calendar. The satisfied owner pays Alex and recommends him elsewhere. Alex records several small payments inside his working notebook. He creates one clear service package for small businesses. It promises organized work, automation, and faster customer support. Alex posts successful examples inside local online business groups. Several owners message him with specific practical business questions. Alex schedules short calls and listens before offering solutions. One needs faster replies, another needs fewer costly mistakes. Alex designs small solutions instead of oversized, complicated systems. AI creates drafts while Alex personally verifies every result. One overlooked error suddenly threatens his newly earned reputation. Alex fixes it immediately and openly explains what happened. Afterward, every AI result passes a strict human checklist. Clients feel safer because his entire process remains transparent. More requests arrive, creating the danger of excessive workload. Alex works late again, surrounded by unfinished project windows. Maya finds him sleeping beside his still glowing laptop. Alex limits projects and builds a realistic weekly schedule. Automated templates and reminders now reduce his repetitive workload. He automatically saves part of every client payment received. Savings, taxes, and expenses stay separated before spending begins. Alex still applies selectively for promising full-time roles. His revised resume highlights outcomes, judgment, and automation skills. A company finally invites Alex to a practical interview. He demonstrates workflows while honestly explaining their hidden risks. Interviewers value someone understanding both speed and responsible judgment. Days later, Alex receives a stronger, more flexible offer. He studies every contract detail before accepting from excitement. Alex compares salary, learning, stability, risk, and personal freedom. The employer permits limited independent projects outside working hours. Alex accepts while preserving his small, independent client network. His first day shows humans and AI working together. Alex reviews automated output while coworkers handle complex cases. Productivity rises without leaving rows of office desks empty. Alex trains coworkers to question confident but incorrect answers. He also teaches privacy, security, and responsible data handling. Maya attends a practical community workshop led by Alex. Workers learn to map tasks instead of fearing titles. Nurses, teachers, drivers, and shopkeepers identify adaptable working skills. Communication, judgment, trust, and responsibility remain deeply human strengths. Alex warns against learning random tools without clear problems. Real value comes from solving problems people genuinely understand. Participants exchange contacts, building support before future disruptions arrive. Months later, Alex opens the box from his past. Inside, he finds the badge that once stopped working. Beside it sit contracts, savings, and successful project notes. Alex keeps learning while his financial reserve steadily grows. Another powerful AI update suddenly appears on his phone. Coworkers become nervous, but Alex remains calm and focused. He studies which tasks may transform or disappear next. Alex updates workflows and immediately begins learning useful skills. Over coffee, preparation replaces Alex and Maya's helpless uncertainty. Alex now has several ways to earn and contribute. The future is not simply humans fighting against machines. The future belongs to people directing machines responsibly together. Real protection is not one job, but constant adaptability. If AI replaced your job tomorrow, what would remain? Your title may disappear, but your value keeps evolving. Imagine opening one letter and watching your rent double. Your apartment is unchanged, but its price is suddenly brutal. Your salary remains fixed while housing consumes nearly everything. That is the warning Alex receives on Monday morning. At first, he assumes the number must be wrong. Then the landlord confirms the increase is completely real. The new payment begins at the start of next month. Alex has only 30 days to rebuild his life. His home suddenly feels less like shelter than pressure. and every familiar room now carries a hidden cost. Alex checks his bank balance beside the new rent. The numbers no longer fit even before food and bills. Electricity, transport, medicine, and groceries still need money. One expense has swallowed the space for everything else. Alex feels trapped between staying and leaving immediately. But panic creates expensive decisions, so he pauses. He spreads every monthly expense across the kitchen table. Then he rebuilds his budget using the new housing cost. The result is worse than he expected. His emergency savings would disappear within a few months. Alex calculates exactly how long he can survive. He measures his money in weeks instead of dollars. Every unnecessary expense now removes valuable time. Subscriptions disappear before the first cup of coffee. Takeout, shopping, and entertainment are cut immediately. He keeps food, transport, medicine, power, and communication. Comfort becomes optional, but basic stability does not. Alex separates his remaining money into weekly envelopes. Each envelope protects one essential part of daily life. The new system slows spending but cannot solve rent. So Alex calls the landlord before avoiding the problem. He asks for the reasons behind the sudden increase. The landlord mentions repairs, insurance, taxes, and higher costs. Alex listens carefully and requests every detail in writing. A written record turns confusion into something he can review. He asks whether a smaller increase is possible. The landlord refuses at first and points to demand. Several applicants are already waiting for available apartments. Alex realizes the negotiation needs more than emotion. He gathers proof of reliable payments and careful maintenance. Years of good behavior become his strongest bargaining tool. He offers a longer lease for a smaller increase. He also offers flexible timing for scheduled repairs. The landlord considers the stability of keeping a trusted tenant. A compromise appears, but the rent remains painfully high. Alex gains complete rescue. Now he must decide whether staying still makes sense. He compares the apartment with cheaper neighborhoods nearby. Some options cost less but require longer daily travel. Others are smaller, older, or far from essential services. The cheapest apartment may create expensive transportation costs. Alex compares rent, transport, power, safety, and commute time. One distant apartment looks cheap until fuel is included. Another is smaller but close enough for cycling. A third requires a deposit Alex cannot. Moving costs can make a cheaper home temporarily expensive. Alex adds deposits, truck boxes, and connection fees. Maya arrives with a notebook and practical questions. She asks what Alex truly needs from a home. Not status, space, or an impressive address. He needs safety, sleep, transport, and affordable stability. That definition immediately removes several unsuitable options. Maya suggests sharing the apartment with a roommate. Alex worries about privacy, habits, trust, and conflict. But an empty room currently produces no value. They calculate how much a fair roommate contribution changes. The new number makes staying possible again. Still, choosing the wrong roommate could create another crisis. Alex creates clear rules before searching for anyone. Payment timing, cleaning, guests, noise, and shared expenses matter. He refuses to rely on informal promises alone. A simple written agreement protects both people. Alex interviews several potential roommates carefully. One offers more money but avoids basic questions. Another seems friendly but has unstable income. A third applicant provides references and communicates clearly. Alex chooses reliability over the highest possible payment. The new roommate moves in with only essential belongings. The apartment feels different, but the pressure becomes lighter. Shared internet and utilities reduce cost for both people. They divide storage, cleaning, and common responsibilities fairly. A visible schedule prevents small problems from becoming resentment. Alex keeps an emergency boundary around personal money. Shared housing never means combining every financial account. The roommate contribution solves only part of the problem. Alex still needs additional monthly income. He studies which local services people urgently need. Many neighbors are also struggling with higher housing costs. Some need help moving, organizing, repairing, or selling belongings. Alex offers simple weekend moving and organization assistance. His first client needs boxes packed before a sudden move. He organizes the work and avoids wasted trip. The client finishes faster and pays a modest fee. Another neighbor needs furniture assembled in a smaller apartment. Alex completes the task using tools he already owns. Small jobs begin filling the gap left by higher rent. Maya helps Alex create a clear weekly work schedule. He protects rest so extra income does not destroy health. Every payment is divided between rent and emergency savings. The emergency fund begins growing instead of shrinking. Alex also sells furniture that no longer fits shared living. Less clutter creates space and produces additional cash. The roommate suggests buying several shared household items. Alex agrees only after dividing ownership and future replacement costs. Clear agreements protect friendships from silent financial tension. Weeks pass and the first higher payment approaches. Alex checks every envelope before transferring the rent. For the first time, the new amount is fully covered. He pays without using debt or destroying his savings. The victory feels small, but its meaning is enormous. Alex survived by changing structure, not chasing miracles. Months later, the arrangement remains stable and affordable. His side work now produces a dependable second income. The emergency fund covers several months of essential expenses. Alex continues comparing housing options without rushing. He no longer assumes one apartment is permanent security. Maya reminds him that flexibility is part of wealth. A home should protect your life, not consume it. Alex faces the viewer beside several housing choices. If your rent doubled next month, what would you change first?
Imagine waking up rich, yet unable to buy breakfast. Your money remains visible, but it cannot move anywhere. Across the city, every payment system suddenly stops working. Phones disconnect, digital wallets freeze, and banking apps fail. Cash machines reject everyone, regardless of their account balance. Cards fail, scanners freeze, and checkout lines stop moving. Within minutes, the modern economy stands completely still. This is when Alex discovers how fragile convenience really is. His coffee is ready, but no payment method works. Alex laughs nervously, but the cashier does not laugh. Confusion spreads quickly, turning patience into anger and fear. Everyone searches for another machine, but every machine fails. People grab water, food, medicine, batteries, and basic supplies. Ordinary products suddenly feel more valuable than digital numbers. Fuel lines grow longer as uncertainty spreads through every neighborhood. A few hours seem manageable, but what about several days? What if the payment failure lasts an entire week? Then Alex remembers the cash he once stored away. One loaf of bread now feels more real than thousands. He stops guessing and decides to prepare with clear priorities. At home, he checks what can actually sustain him. Water comes first, because money cannot prevent dehydration. Next comes food that lasts without constant refrigeration or power. Medicine matters more than luxury when systems become unreliable. Light, communication, and stored energy become essential survival tools. A bicycle may outperform a car when fuel becomes unavailable. He builds his plan around survival, not social status. His priorities are water, food, medicine, energy, and movement. The goal is not hoarding, but creating breathing room. With a plan, uncertainty becomes smaller and more manageable. He spends carefully, purchasing only items that solve real problems. Dry food provides dependable nutrition with very little energy. He stores water before the public supply becomes unstable. He learns cooking methods that need minimal electricity or fuel. Basic tools protect resources and extend how long they last. But cash is only backup, never a perfect solution. Too little is useless. Too much creates different risks. He divides emergency cash instead of keeping everything together. He refuses dependence on one bank, device, or method. Resilience begins by removing every single point of failure. Soon, Rising prices reveal another hidden weakness inside money. The note looks identical, but it buys less daily. Short supplies make fair pricing difficult for buyers and sellers. Some stores accept cash, while others reject it completely. Elsewhere, people prefer practical goods instead of paper currency. Water is cheap normally, but priceless during a shortage. A forgotten toolkit can suddenly generate valuable income. Skills, time, and reliability begin competing directly with money. Value now depends on usefulness, scarcity, and mutual trust. He begins measuring wealth through capability, not account size. Alex is not preparing a loan, and that changes everything. Maya organizes, while Mr. Chen understands local supply needs. A young technician can repair devices and restore communication. Together, they list what everyone has and needs. They map resources, shortages, abilities, and vulnerable households. Alex offers repairs, transportation, and practical mechanical assistance. Maya designs a fair system for storage and distribution. Mr. Chen supplies food carefully, instead of encouraging panic. The student builds backup power and checks damaged electronics. Individually, they are exposed. Together, they become much stronger. Their first exchange is simple, practical, and immediately useful. Alex trades repair work for battery and technical help. Maya manages inventory while Mr. Chen distributes essential food. Nobody becomes rich, but everyone becomes less fragile. They create one board for needs, offers, and updates. Important transactions are written down to prevent future conflict. Water, medicine, and food always receive the highest priority. The elderly, children, and sick households receive help first. No single person controls every resource or important decision. Trust grows stronger when fairness is supported by transparency. But every crisis creates opportunities for criminals and deception. Fraudulent pages can look almost identical to real banking sites. They request secret information and pressure victims to respond quickly. Others promise instant cash through unrealistic cryptocurrency exchange deals. Some sell imaginary products, then disappear after receiving payment. Alex nearly falls for a perfectly timed fraudulent message. An unusual link and urgent language make him stop. The neighbors verify serious claims through several trusted sources. They never share passwords, verification codes, or private details. Critical exchanges are confirmed face-to-face and documented on paper. Alex finally sees finance as a system, not numbers. Banks depend on electricity, communication, transport, stores, and trust. When terminals fail, they use cash or written credit. When transport fails, they purchase from nearby local producers. When fuel disappears, bicycles keep people and supplies moving. When the grid weakens, solar power protects essential equipment. When networks fail, radios and fixed meeting points remain. Alex teaches safe water storage and careful household conservation. Maya creates schedules so supplies move predictably and fairly. Small solutions become powerful when connected into one system. Then another crisis arrives. Electricity fails across the city. Stores close, streets darken, and distribution lines form again. This time, the neighborhood is prepared instead of helpless. They release supplies according to verified household needs. Medical supplies prevent small problems from becoming serious emergencies. Backup power keeps essential lights and communication equipment operating. Bicycles deliver supplies where motor vehicles cannot travel. Skilled cooks transform limited ingredients into efficient shared meals. Verified information replaces dangerous rumors spreading through frightened crowds. Preparation cannot remove hardship, but it prevents immediate chaos. Still, fear and scarcity can make cooperation extremely difficult. Some offer false goods, hoping urgency hides the deception. Others attempt to sell fear at an unreasonable price. The community checks products and documents every serious trade. Important decisions require shared authority, not individual control. Transparency protects trust when emotions threaten to divide everyone. A full safe means little without clean drinking water. A digital fortune cannot purchase dinner through a disabled device. Useful skills keep producing value when formal markets stop. Resilience grows when businesses and residents cooperate openly. Eventually, electricity returns and payment systems slowly recover. Machines glow again, and successful transactions bring visible relief. But Alex and his neighbors refuse to forget everything. They maintain modest reserves instead of returning to dependence. He follows one rule: never depend on one system. He manages expenses and unexpected costs with greater discipline. Preparation does not make him fearful, it makes him calm. Real security combines resources, skills, alternatives, and trustworthy people. True wealth is measured by how many choices remain. Because one broken system should never control your entire life.
What if your salary vanished tomorrow with no warning? No warning, no delay, no deposit, just unsettling silence. Your job still exists, but your income suddenly stops. Bills keep moving forward, even when your money cannot. Rent is due in only 3 very short days. Your refrigerator is already sitting there, only half full. Your banking app looks healthy, but only for now. Yet beneath that balance, the countdown has already begun. Most people confidently believe they would be completely fine. That confidence changes the moment they finally calculate everything. And that is exactly what happened next to Alex. At first, he calmly told this was temporary. Maybe payroll was late and would arrive by afternoon. Maybe the bank had simply delayed the transfer again. Maybe everything would somehow correct itself during the night. But morning arrived with exactly the same empty silence. Then a new email suddenly appeared on his screen. Budget freeze, delayed payments, and absolutely no promised timeline. Suddenly, this was no longer a harmless technical glitch. It had become a real 30-day financial survival test. Day 1 still felt surprisingly calm and completely manageable. By day 3, his shrinking balance felt very different. By day 7, every unpaid bill felt deeply personal. By day 10, stress had entered every ordinary routine. Food was no longer casual. Every price required attention. Even buying coffee stopped feeling automatic or harmless. Small daily luxuries suddenly looked shockingly expensive. Now, convenience finally revealed the real price hidden behind comfort. Alex opened his banking history and studied every transaction. He discovered small financial leaks spreading in every direction. Dozens of tiny charges had formed one quiet monster. There was no single disaster, only constant daily drift. That is exactly how most personal budgets quietly fail. Not dramatically, not instantly, but silently over time. So Alex created one brutally honest financial list. Needs went on one side, wants on the other. Rent, food, utilities, transport, and medicine remained essential. Everything else now had to justify its continued existence. Were canceled immediately that evening. Other comfortable habits took much longer to honestly admit. The first spending cut usually hurts your pride most, because spending often feels exactly like personal freedom. Until income disappears and those bright choices fade. Then freedom becomes flexibility, discipline, and room to adapt. Alex called his landlord before doing anything else. Not to beg, but to communicate early and honestly. Silence almost always makes financial problems more expensive. Honest timing created a little precious room to breathe. Next, Alex examined electricity, water, internet, and phone bills. Then he planned every low-cost meal for the month. After that, he compared transport cards, cycling, and fuel. Finally, he uncovered every hidden recurring monthly charge. He stopped building budgets from hope and vague optimism. He measured exactly how many days he could survive. That single change completely transformed every financial decision. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this today?" he asked, "How many survival days will this cost?" One restaurant meal suddenly became 3 precious working hours. One unnecessary gadget became almost 6 survival days. One careless online click became real pressure tomorrow. But cutting expenses was only half of Alex's battle. The other half required creating movement and fresh income. He looked around his apartment with completely different eyes. Not as belongings anymore, but as useful options. Old electronics became the first obvious things to sell. Spare furniture became another source of immediate cash. Clothes he never wore became useful inventory too.
Even forgotten tools could become valuable to someone else. Survival truly begins the moment financial denial finally ends. His first successful sale felt strangely emotional and uncomfortable, but fresh cash flow restored a little breathing room. Then Alex forced himself to ask a harder question. What useful thing can I do that people need? Not dream jobs right now, but practical, useful work. He knew how to write clear and simple content. He could organize documents, schedules, deliveries, and daily tasks. He could help local shops move their business online. He could teach beginners basic digital tools patiently. None of these opportunities sounded glamorous or impressive. But during a crisis, useful always beats impressive. He posted small service offers inside several local groups. At first, almost nobody replied to any message. That painful silence is exactly where most people quit. Alex changed the offer, but never changed the goal. He made the promise clearer, easier, faster, and safer. Then his first real client finally sent a message. A bakery owner needed help organizing daily delivery orders. Alex built a simple system using lists and schedules. Within days, the bakery saved valuable time and confusion. Alex earned his first modest payment outside his salary. It was not big money by any reasonable measure, but psychologically, that small payment changed everything inside him. He was no longer sitting passively, waiting for rescue. He was rebuilding leverage through skills, savings, and clients. His neighbor Maya noticed the change almost immediately. She followed one practical rule about personal money. Never depend completely on only one financial door. One income, one account, one plan is dangerously fragile. 2 or 3 options create valuable breathing room. That simple sentence remained permanently inside Alex's mind. So he began building a stronger financial structure. First, he accepted a smaller and simpler lifestyle. Then he created a cleaner, more honest monthly budget. Next, he set a clear emergency savings target. Then he developed 2 realistic, reliable side income paths. Finally, he created one rule for every purchase. Will this purchase buy freedom or create future stress? That one question filtered almost every spending decision. Slowly, the constant panic began disappearing from his life, not because the underlying financial problem had vanished, but because Alex had become stronger than the problem. 30 days later, his delayed salary finally arrived, and then something genuinely surprising happened inside him. He did not suddenly feel wealthy or completely safe. Instead, for the first time, he felt fully aware. A paycheck alone can never guarantee lasting security. Practical skills create security when normal income disappears. Emergency savings create security when life suddenly changes. Flexibility creates security when every original plan fails. So if your salary vanished tomorrow, would you survive?
Imagine waking up tomorrow to an urgent financial warning. Your bank balance is unchanged, but its power is weaker. At the coffee shop, familiar prices suddenly become twice as high. Even a simple breakfast now feels like an expensive luxury. Across the economy, everyday costs begin climbing at once. Customers enter normally, then freeze when they see the prices. Cashiers confirm the painful truth while frustrated shoppers protest. Alex realizes his money now buys only half as much. His paycheck remains fixed while every essential expense doubles. Across the city, red price signals appear almost everywhere. Fuel prices jump and anxious drivers form long lines. Delivery companies immediately face higher costs on every route. Supermarket workers replace price tags throughout entire aisles. Fear spreads and shoppers rush toward essential supplies. Alex feels the panic, but stops before following it. One person hoards, while someone behind them finds nothing. Alex compares products by how many meals they provide. He chooses basic ingredients that are nutritious, flexible, and durable. At checkout, his small basket produces a shocking total. He returns home carrying less food and much more worry. That night, Alex places every bill and receipt together. His old monthly budget no longer reflects reality. Essential costs consume nearly every available dollar he earns. Only a tiny amount remains for savings and emergencies. Alex calculates his financial runway instead of guessing. He measures his remaining money in days, not dollars. The answer is far shorter than he expected. He divides his available cash into 4 weekly limits. Every envelope now protects one essential category only. Shopping, delivery, and entertainment apps are removed immediately. Takeout disappears, and cooking becomes the cheaper alternative. Alex prepares several simple meals in one cooking session. He stores each portion carefully for the coming days. Food with the shortest life moves to the front. A dripping faucet reveals another source of silent waste. Alex fixes the leak and reduces unnecessary electricity use. Unused devices are unplugged, lowering power consumption further. Next, Alex studies every possible route to work. He compares fuel, transit, cycling, and walking costs. The car stays parked while the old bicycle returns. Alex rides past drivers trapped in an expensive fuel line. At work, commuting costs dominate the morning conversation. Coworkers compare receipts and discover the same financial shock. Management explains that immediate pay raises are impossible. Employees become distracted as financial anxiety enters the workplace. Nearby, a restaurant owner raises menu prices to survive. Many customers see the changes and simply walk away. The owner faces expensive supplies and increasingly empty tables. Alex begins studying how rising prices travel through systems. Fuel, transport, food, wages, rent, and retail are connected. When one link rises, it pulls the others upward. People also begin expecting prices to rise again tomorrow. That fear makes shoppers purchase earlier than necessary. Extra demand empties shelves and creates even higher prices. Alex watches panic feed the very crisis causing it. He creates one rule: never buy only from fear. From now on, every purchase must follow a prepared plan. Then suspicious advertisements promise protection from rising prices. Fake experts offer secret investments and impossible guaranteed profits. An urgent countdown almost pushes Alex into clicking. Instead, he closes the ad and verifies the information. A frightened friend suggests borrowing heavily before prices rise. Credit cards promise quick relief with very little resistance. But temporary comfort creates much larger future obligations. Alex calculates interest beside his already doubled living costs. Credit becomes reserved only for genuine emergencies. Next, Alex searches his apartment for usable financial value. Unused clothes, appliances, electronics, and tools fill one corner. He photographs the best items and lists them online. A buyer arrives and collects an old electronic device. Alex places the payment directly into his emergency reserve. Then he examines the practical skills he already possesses. Repair, cooking, budgeting, planning, and organization can create value. Alex begins offering affordable bicycle repairs to nearby residents. He restores a loose chain for one grateful neighbor. The neighbor pays a small, fair price for the repair. Alex also helps a family plan affordable weekly meals. Cheap ingredients become several different nutritious meal combinations. A local shop owner needs help reducing delivery expenses. Alex redesigns the routes to remove unnecessary travel. Fuel use falls, and the shop saves valuable money. Alex records 3 new income sources in his notebook. Together, they support the paycheck like additional stable pillars. Maya arrives with her own notebook of changing prices. She compares several stores instead of trusting yesterday's memory. Her chart separates foods that remain affordable from costly ones. Maya replaces expensive foods with cheaper, nutritious alternatives. Alex and Maya organize a coordinated neighborhood bulk purchase. Several families divide one large rice supply fairly. They combine shopping trips and share transportation expenses. A community tool shelf reduces unnecessary duplicate purchases. Neighbors begin exchanging useful skills instead of spending cash. Teaching one child can be exchanged for one bicycle repair. Alex watches this local support network become stronger. But scarcity also attracts dishonest sellers and fake products. The group inspects suspicious cooking oil and rejects it. Another resident attempts to sell water at an extreme price. Neighbors refuse and share fair price information publicly. Their board identifies reliable stores, supplies, and current costs. Cooperation turns information into another form of protection. Weeks pass, yet the city's high prices remain. Alex keeps cycling, cooking, repairing, and monitoring every expense. Almost no usable food now enters his waste container. His emergency reserve remains small but finally stable. Payments arrive from repairs, planning, and organization work. High prices remain, yet Alex no longer reacts with panic. Eventually, the fastest price increases begin to slow. Store shelves refill, although prices stay above the past. Customers now compare products before making every decision. The restaurant adapts with simpler meals and smaller portions. Delivery vehicles follow Alex's shorter and more efficient routes. Alex compares his fragile old budget with the new one. The old plan depended on cheap prices and constant convenience. The new plan includes reserves, skills, alternatives, and multiple incomes. Alex stores essential food carefully without creating waste. Cash, tools, savings, transport, and supplies create real flexibility. Maya keeps the neighborhood information board accurate and updated. Alex now sees luxury spending as lost survival time. He can spend, save, adapt, or create another income path. When prices rise, shared resources and strong relationships preserve choices.